My name is Ella, and today we will be going over Chapter 14 of the Psychology of Child Development. For this analysis, we will be going over our Chapter 14 case study, which is that you are at a holiday gathering of family, and they show you a video that their high school made about morals, and it basically depicts multiple different teenagers walking through what they think qualifies as moral, what they should do to conscientious be aware of what morals are and how they should follow them. So to begin, the teenagers in the video have strong abstract and hypothetical thinking with relativistic thinking as well. One adolescent in the video points out that killing might be seen as the morally correct choice depending on whether a loved one is in danger, recognizing that morality can be subjective and depends on how everyone perceives the situation. But another one explains that lying to a friend to avoid hurting them might be as perceived as morally justified. These examples are proof of relativistic thinking, which basically means that they recognize that knowledge and rules are not always absolute, which is displayed here in our lecture notes. They also use, teenagers in this video also display use of metacognition and internalized guilt, and the teens discuss the consequences of not following one's conscience and the impact of negative actions, which leads to the internal feelings of guilt, stress, or grief and anxiety. And then they require deep self-reflection over past mistakes like childhood theft, which aligns with the concept of metacognition outlined in our lecture notes, because they become more introspective and self-aware. Which means that they become more able to and stronger in monitoring and evaluating their own mental processes and actions. Moving on to what they are incorrect about is the assumption of absolute imperfection. Most of the teenagers broadly assume that it is impossible to be morally good all the time because we are not perfect and we all make mistakes, which is true, but from a psychological standpoint, they confuse behavior perfection with moral reasoning. Something that they could have said follows the lines from our textbook here, which is called Lawrence Kohlberg's Levels of Moral Reasoning. Basically, they follow stages of 1 through 6 of different levels of morality, such as pre-conventional, conventional, and post-conventional. Which pre-conventional basically means that they are worrying about punishment, to conventional, which means following more in society norms and or laws, and then post-conventional, where people or adolescents uphold self-ethics principles like justice and human rights, whether or not they make mistakes in them. So what the video could have done is have a stronger application of Kohlberg's moral stages, an example of intuitive versus analytic thinking, and then reasoning versus real-world actions, which are all included in the video, but just could be strongly formed. Thank you.